Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Same Bet Show. Yep, I'm going to rebrand the show. It's no longer going to be called Talking Craps. I want to align it with the channel name, make things easier for people who might be searching for Same Bet, searching for some of the interviews and things like that. So, Same Bet Show, episode number 1 is today. Now, I don't have an interview lined up, but I do have some things that I want to talk about. And first off, I kind of owe you guys an explanation of where I've been, what I've been up to, and what's coming next. So let's start there. A couple of months ago, as you know, that I was afflicted with Bell's palsy. It affected the right side of my face and the muscle control, and I couldn't really do a good show. So I suspended things for just a little while. As I started to get a little bit better, I had made plans for a trip to go to Vegas. In fact, the last time that you saw me was in the Denver International Airport as I was doing a video on my way. Well, I got there. It was around 10:30 or 11 at night, so it was too late to really do anything. Got checked into the hotel, and the next morning I met with my friend Howard Newman. We spent a few hours in his craps pit doing a little bit of training, and then I headed to the airport to pick up my friend Rick from Let It Roll. We spent that afternoon with his wife Josie, just checking out some different casinos, eating some good food, and just basically hanging out. We didn't play. I don't think we played anywhere. We were just checking a few casinos out. Well, the next morning I got up and I met with Tony Leo. But by the time the afternoon rolled around, I was starting to feel kind of worn out, really tired. And my head started getting congested. I'm going, what the heck is this? By lunchtime, I had to kind of excuse myself from the group and say, I need to go back and rest for a little while, guys. I'm tired. But by the end of that day, towards the end of the night, I had a full-blown head cold. The congestion was just horrible. You guys know what a cold is like. Everybody was asking, do you have COVID? I don't know. I never got tested. I don't think I did, but didn't have any trouble breathing. It was all in my head. But it made for a miserable week. In fact, I spent the rest of the week in the Bally's hotel room with decongestants and cough drops and all good stuff, all that stuff. So towards the end of the week, I really wasn't feeling much better. Made it back home and started to recuperate. But then I had to make a decision if I was going to start my show back up. I thought I would, but I decided to actually stop it again. My daughter was getting married. So, we had all of the activity, planning for family coming in, planning wedding showers and tuxedo dressings and, all that good stuff that goes along with the shower or with the wedding. So I really felt like too much is going on. Let's just put YouTube aside for a little while, focus on the family, focus on just getting better, and then come back, when I'm ready. And so the wedding came and went. It was great. It was fantastic. I'm so thrilled that everything was picture perfect. I couldn't have asked for a better wedding ceremony and a new son-in-law. So that was the most of it. But the one thing that I'm going to be very transparent with you guys about is burnout. I was tired. Doing the weekly show, I was spending probably 8 to 10 hours worth of prep work every week. The hour of the actual show, doing some stuff afterwards, doing some research. I was just putting a lot of work into the show, and it was wearing me down. In fact, the very last show that I did, the guest that I had on there, no other way to say it other than it was exhausting. It was very exhausting. The feedback that I received afterwards really made me question if I wanted to continue doing these or not. So I'm not going to go into the details of that other than, it really made me do some soul searching. And I guess the short answer is I'm coming back, but different. And we'll go into that here in just a few minutes. So some other things that are going on. Since I wasn't able to really enjoy Vegas, my wife has decided that we should go back. So here in a couple of weeks, we're going back to Vegas. We're going to do it one more time. And in order to do that, I took a part-time job. So my wife and I are doing some extra work to make money to fund a few trips. We're heading to Las Vegas here in a few weeks, and after that, we're headed to Disney. So we've got some big plans, some big vacations coming up, and we're really looking forward to it. And we had to pay for it somehow, so I took on a second job, and we're doing it that way. All right, so what's going to happen next? I talk about rebranding this to the Same Bet Show. So what can you expect going forward? Well, the show's going to be shorter. It's probably going to be 15 to 30 minutes long. I won't always have an interview. In fact, today I don't have an interview. But we're going to do maybe, if I don't have a guest, we're going to be talking about some of the hot topics that maybe I've read about in the Facebook forums or Craps Nation or YouTube, whatever it might be. But I'm going to be doing some editorials on what do I think about what I'm reading and get your feedback on some of that. It might not be a live show. Since I've got this part-time job that I'm doing, the evenings are kind of full, so I have to take some opportunities where I can get them and produce a show to put out here for you tonight. So it's not always going to be live. It's going to be shorter, a little bit easier to digest, and I hope that it's still going to be as entertaining as it ever was. So look forward to that. I'm going to be scheduling some more interviews here before too long, trying to find some topics to just talk about on a regular basis and continue with the Same Bet Show. So before I wrap up tonight, I want to talk about one thing and share something with you. I went to, scratch that, several years ago when I was in Las Vegas, my wife and I went and saw Terry Fator, the ventriloquist that won America's Got Talent Season 2, and really loved his show at the Mirage. And he happened to be coming on a road trip or road tour through Newkirk, Oklahoma on July 30th or July 31st. I can't remember the exact date. While we were there, we went to see a show here too on that night as well. And something shocked me. He actually said, it's okay to take pictures. It's okay to take video, and you can post it if you want. So I whipped out my iPhone, prayed that I have enough battery, and did some recording. I recorded quite a bit of a show. What I'm about to show you is about 10 minutes of the show. The quality, I got to be honest with you guys, the quality is bad. It was from an iPhone from quite a ways away. But I think it's good enough that I can share it with you and that you'll get some entertainment value out of it. So here it is to wrap up episode number 1. It's Terry Fator live from, I guess it's recorded from Newkirk, Oklahoma. Enjoy it, guys.
But when I tell people my name is Preacher, everybody hears Preacher, but then they don't believe me, so they think of different names on their own. They're like, what's your name? My name is Preacher. Richard? No. Clearly started with a P. I like how you recording with your iPhone 17 the whole time, like I'm not gonna notice that giant phone. It's so big. I was like, who's holding the TV right now? How cute. I'm gonna try to play it off.
How lucky can I get thee? I kissed her and she kissed me, like the fellow said. Ain't got a kid in a hand. Hey, Martin, it's so nice to see you. Well, what's that in your hand, Mr. Martin? Oh, are you kidding? Pally, this here's some ice cream. Wait, it's summer. I thought I'd cool off, but that does not look like ice cream. It melted. Really? What flavor is it? Butterscotch? I told him hold the butter and double the scotch. Okay. Well, you've been in Vegas for 14 years. I think, you've been there kind of the golden age of Vegas since you got there. Well, that's very nice of you. I'm very flattered. In case you folks missed it, Terry's a ventriloquist, so he just complimented himself. Okay.
All right, everyone, gather around. The Candyman is here. What kind of candy do you want? Sweet chocolate? Chocolate malted candy? Gumdrops? Anything you want. You've come to the right man, because I'm the Candyman.
Well, to take the sunrise, sprinkle it with you. Gather in chocolate and the miracle or two, the Candyman. Oh, the Candyman can. The Brandyman can, cause he mixes it with gin and makes the world spin.
Ouch, baby, ouch.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dean Martin and Sammy Davis Jr. Thank you so much.
Terry, I'm gonna do something right now that's gonna get all these ladies hot for water.
What, are you gonna do some ventriloquism?
Jackass. Okay.
I don't want to get into this in front of all these people.
Get into what?
Do you really want me to say it?
Go ahead, say it. You ain't gonna hurt my feelings.
Fine. The fact that I'm the one that's doing the yodeling for you.
The hell you are.
Walter.
Listen, no, if you think you're making the yodel, if you think you're making the yodel, if you think you're making the yodel, then why the hell are you standing up here arguing with yourself?
Ladies and gentlemen, our next guest is quite a legend who has played Vegas many, many, many times. Please welcome one of the original Beatles, Paul McCartney.
It's been a hard day's night, and I've been working like a dog. It's been a hard day's night, I should be sleeping like a log. But when I get on to you, I find the things that you do will make me feel alright. You make me feel alright. You make me feel alright. My love is coming along. My lonely days are over. For you are mine at last. Wow.
So you've obviously had a lot of work done.
Honey, if I get one more facelift, neither of us are gonna move our mouths when I talk.
Looks like a very intelligent crowd we have here tonight.
Of course they're intelligent, dude. They live near Newkirk, Oklahoma. Woo!
Okay.
Mama just cleaned my room, walked in and made my bed, gave away my Grateful Dead. Mama took my comic books, and now she's gone and thrown them all away. You know what?
What?
I happen to be amazing. Why? Because I know every single Elvis song ever recorded in the world.
Do you know any Elvis songs?
No, I don't. But I do have a solution.
What is your solution?
I don't know no Elvis songs, but I happen to know that you know an Elvis song.
So what? If I start singing an Elvis song without moving my lips, that's gonna look very weird.
No, it won't look weird at all, because while you sing like that, Terry, I'll do this. I'm gonna go. That's right. I am gonna lip sync. Are you new here? What part of I don't know no Elvis songs are you having trouble comprehending? But you know the drill. You say it and I'll do this.
Right now, city, gonna set my soul, gonna set my soul on fire. Got a whole lot of money that's ready to burn, so you don't stay so high. There's a lot of pretty women waiting up there. They're all living the devil may care, and I just the devil in love is there. So Viva Las Vegas, come on, sing with it now. Viva Las Vegas, let me hear you, come on. Viva Las Vegas. Viva, viva Las Vegas. Fator Topics, ladies and gentlemen. Here is my impression of Roy Orbison. I thought that I was over you, but it's true, so true. I love you even more than I did before. Oh, darling, what can I do? For you don't love me, and I'll always be crying over you, crying over you. Can you tell everybody the impression that you're going to do for this next song? It happens to be my favorite impression. And what is it? I hope I'm a defraud you. I see trees of red roses too. I see them pouring the envy. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Okay, Terry, you sing like Louis Armstrong now. Louis Armstrong, look at me. I see skies of blue, lots of lights, bright as the day is the dawn, saving nights. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying how do you do. They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry. I watch them grow. There ain't much more, and I'll never know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I think to myself. Okay, Terry, you finish. All right. What a wonderful world. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, so there you have it, about 10 minutes of Terry Fator's show, and he does a different show whether he's in Vegas or on the road. If you're ever out there in Vegas, I hope you take a chance to go see him. It really is worth it, and I apologize for the terrible camera, moving around all the time. It was very difficult to hold it still for a couple of hours, but hope you enjoyed it, and thanks again for tuning in, and I will see you guys next week.